Hi guys, welcome to DevOps School. In this video tutorial, we are going to learn about Ansible network modules. Ansible network modules can configure your network state, test and validate existing network state, and discover and correct network configuration drift. After going through this tutorial, I promise you that the concept and understanding of Ansible will be absolutely clear to you. This series divided into multiple parts, therefore subscribe to the channel and follow the playlist.
But before that, let me ask you a few things. Are you dreaming of a career with higher pay and more responsibilities? Or are you ready to take your skills to the next level this year? Then start investing in DevOps School certification level courses which will help you to emerge skills for a wide range of entry-level roles and as well as higher potential future positions. But with thousands of courses online and in classroom worldwide, finding the right one for your career goals can be difficult. You can consider our courses like Agile Developer, Agile QA, DevOps Certified Professionals, Site Reliability Engineering, DevSecOps, and Masters in DevOps Engineering, where you will have access to well-structured, easy-to-follow course content that has been developed and will be delivered by industry professionals. You can join on our training programs globally through online platforms, and if you are looking for classroom workshops, then we have regular sessions available in Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Delhi NCR, Mumbai, and in Pune. Simply compare our many courses, find the one that suits your style and schedule best, and start today.
Now, the question is, what is role? So basically, a role is a way to organize, is a way to organize following things. What following things? Tasks. Now you know task very well. Variables. Okay, tasks, variables. What else? Template, file, variables, handlers. So these are the ways, so in real project you may have so many tasks, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 tasks. Okay, and it's very difficult to organize that. Okay, this stuff. Now so many variables also, and here I'm talking about the playbook variables. Templates also, many templates, not 1 2 3 5 6 7 10 10 20 30 different operating system, different version, different platform, different templates, many files, script file, Python file, this file, that file, whatever it is, and many handler tasks, which is conditional. So now it's a way to organize following, but also easy to share. Yeah, this is a very easy to share. Let's say I will ask you, listen, can you give me a code which you are trying to use for the deployment? Now you will give me, okay, this is the task, this is the variable, this is the template, this is the file, this is the handler, this is the KT, this is the meeting, and everything. The transfer of this script will become so cumbersome. But if you use the role, it's basically easy to share within organization and out of the organizations also. Okay, so it's a way to organize all this stuff. It's easy to share all this stuff. Okay, so these are the advantages what we have. Now easy to extend also, easy to extend. For example, let's say there is a one task, there is a one role is there and another role is there, so you can extend the functionality rather than keeping everything in one thing, rather than keep it separate thing, two separate role. Okay, two separate role, and then organize that. So these are the some of the benefits which you can think of it. I would not give you the lots of jargon, just a waste of time. Okay, so this is a way. Now can I show you directly? So directly let me show you. So here I have a ACS. I have to restart my machine. Basically it got started, so I have to start everything once again because there were some issues in the system. So colors, appearance, 18, click OK, apply. Okay, so now here I log in CentOS sudo -s. I do that. Now cd on mob, and here cd Rajesh, and here Ansible, cd Ansible. Now I want to create a a role. So what do we do in this case? Skeleton. So how do we create a manually? Also you can create it if you know that, but right now not interested. So how do you create a skeleton? skeleton of the role. So let me create it. The command is ansible -galaxy, okay, and init. Okay, Ansible Galaxy. What is Ansible Galaxy? I'll tell you. I'll talk about it. But init will create, initialize the skeleton of role. What role? So let's name it web. And you see here there is one directory which you got it web. Where it is? Here it is. Now web is there. Can I see the skeleton? What is got created? See here. This skeleton is very important for you to learn. Okay, so let's understand this. See here. There's a directory: default, files, handler, meta, tasks, templates, test, vars. So what it hold it? This is for default variables. This is for overriding variables. Okay, variables. That means there's a, see, what is a default variables and these variables? So those who develop this particular role, he will set the variable here. But those who are using it and he wants to override this variable, default variable, then these people will be putting up in here. So here also variables, here also variables, but here this has a highest precedence. Now all the scripting files will go to here. So now you must be wondering what is the huge cases of files here, files. So now you use script file. I just now used it. In fact, here you see some files somewhere I used it. Here.
Yeah, you are there.
So I used. So now here, see here. If you run the files, you might keep in any location. Right now, what I did just make it the things easier. So I did not complicated the path. But in real time, you'll keep it here, there, here. And now when you want, when the time has come for sharing with others, then you'll start scratching your head, because you have your environment. Again, it's really difficult to share everything. You have to put it together. So now here, if you keep the files, then you don't have to give the path. Automatically Ansible take the file from there. That means pathless. It's become a pathless. Okay, so pathless. Now here all the template file will go. That means in a simple way, .j2 files. Simple. All the J2 files here, it will go. So here again it's a pathless. That means if you keep the J2 files here, then you can use it as it is, just like a file name, and in the playbook, in the task, and don't need to worry about it, the path, where and all that stuff like that. And you are packaging this whole stuff, so everything will go along with it. So now this is the one. This is the acceptance testing. I will ignore it, this topic, for time being, out of scope of this training. But here you will have a handler task. I have explained you handler task, you know that very well. So only the topics which I covered, which you need it on daily basis. So here the handlers I have explained you. I think you have done it also. So all this will go handler task, and your main task, which is here, these are the tasks, will go to task directory. Task directory. Okay, task directory. Okay. Now here meta information. Meta information means role name, meta dependency, which Python, which Ansible, any other role you want to call it, this, that, and many things are there. Meta information. So overall, this is skeleton. Inside that you will have a main.yaml where you declare the variable. Here you have a main.yaml where you declare the variable. Here there is no file needed because it's just a file location. Here also there is no file needed. This is a file location. Here all the main.yaml you will go to here. Now let's say if you have too many tasks again, so you can put it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 file also, and using main you can call the other files. Include, you have done it already. Okay, so that you can also do that. Here meta information there. Okay, so this is the skeleton of the roles. This is the skeleton of the roles. Any questions, any doubts, guys, understanding this skeleton?
All right.
It's just a management activity, guys. It's just a managing all of your complexity of the program at one place. So why? It's easy to share, easy to extend, and stuff like that. Okay, so now what I will do, I will develop this role. So guys, what is this? Okay, just a second. Clear. So I will develop this role. Okay, so here what I'm doing right now, this is the previous program. How many variables I'm having? 3 variables, where I'll keep it vi defaults main.yaml, and here copy paste. That's all. Here I should go to the vars also if I want to override it. Okay, here also I'll go and damn this. So I modify these two files. If you want to override it, you can do that. Again, precedence will be having this one higher, this one lesser. Who write the variables here? Those who develop the roles. Who write the variable here? Those who use that variable. I mean, who use that particular role. Okay, so this is the one. Okay, so done one task. Now these are the tasks, right? I will copy very carefully and copy it like this, and vi tasks main.yaml, and not complicating, just copy paste. I'm not doing anything great, understand that. Just copy paste. I did. Task is also done. Now I need some script, right? A deploy.xs. So it should be here, no? Deploy.sh. I will move this file to where? To web files locations. Done. That is one. And see one file also I'll move, index.html also I'm using, right? That's a web index.html files. Okay, done. Now I have a handler also, right? I have two handlers, by the way. One is this one, and one is I had one, but I'm not getting that. I had a config file, no? Someone deleted my file?
Looks like, yeah.
Yeah, someone deleted my file. Yeah. So
You can copy from local path.
yeah, I'll copy this. CP to yes. Now I have to convert this one to Jinja2, right? V2 to .j2.
Remove slash in the beginning.
Yeah. And oh, sorry. Here and then vi, I'll convert that to the variable because handlers is needed, no? And the templates also needed, right? So put and saved it. Okay, done. So now guys, I'll move this file, Jinja2 file, to where? Web location template. Done. I moved it. And index.html also I'll move it to template. Now guys, this program has become so independent. It's become so independent, you can share with anyone, who the whole world. This is an independent program. Nothing is outside except inventory, which has to be outside, because your inventory is different, my inventory is different, but programs will be same. Okay, so here, so independent, you have everything here. You have a main.yaml, you have a, this is the variable, this is the variable, this is the template, this is the meta information. I'll modify handler task. Did I modify? No, I think I did not modify. So here vi handlers main.yaml, and this is the handler task. That's all. I just managed it everything within a few seconds, few minutes. So this is your role. And now if you want that program, someone's program, then you can give it to anyone. But now the question is, what is there in the meta main.yaml? So guys, you have a very basic information which you can fill. For example, author, description, company information, license information, what are the minimal Ansible version, and maximum, which are the platform this roles will run, like operating system, and the some of the tags and some of the dependency is important one, which I'll talk about. So here, this is that. Okay, so my role is ready, guys. Role is ready. But yes, in real time, you'll have a very complicated program. Role will make your life very, very easier. But the question is, my role is ready, but how do we call it? So remember, role also, you can call it from your playbook. Remember here, playbook has a play anatomy. Remember, play has multiple things. I share one URL, I think day before yesterday or yesterday, which is talking about the play anatomy. So you might have seen it. In the play, you have a host, you have a var, you have a tasks, you have a handlers, you have a roles also, you have a pre-script also, you have a post-script also. Many things were there. You might have noticed. Again, if you have not noticed, then I think you should check it out. So here I'm going to call role how simple this is my web all, and here instead of all this thing, roles, what is the roles name? I forgot. I think web, yep, web. That's all. So this is my role calling plague, and here this is my role. Typically when you call the role, then use the habit. I'm saying it's just a habit practice. Any file name you can keep it, but typically in our community we said keep the site.yaml. Site means entire site it can manage through this file. Site means entire project can be managed through this one. So this is what we practice it, but the name can be anything. So site.yaml. So here I just call it. Now you know that command, how to call it, site.yaml -i inventory. Done. So see here, I did nothing, just organize my code in a certain skeleton which Ansible understand it. Did you understand that, guys? Did you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Now the question is, if you have a multiple roles, so how do we manage? So Ansible has given you so many flexibility. What you can do, you can create a directory called roles, move the web into the roles. Ansible can read from that directory also. You see here, I did not change anything. Ansible knows where to get it up. So these are the roles. So in a real time, in your that if you copy the project from the GitHub or somewhere else, you will be having only two files, guys. You'll be having only site.yaml, and you will have a role directory. Inside that roles will be there, and then inventory file, and then access and all, which is managed by the operation, which again it will change. See, code will not change. Inventory and access, of course, will change. Variables, if you want to override, then modify this file. And now you have a knowledge where if I want to override the default behavior, then I have to do this one. Okay, did you understand that, guys?
Yeah.
Everyone? Now the question is, let's say I don't feel writing a rules because you are lazy, I'm lazy, we all are lazy. And when we feel lazy writing a rules, but there is a project requirement, so how do we accomplish? So understand this way. You have to divide your work into the two part. One part which is called a generic requirement. A generic requirement means installing Java, installing Apache, Tomcat, JBoss, Oracle, this, that. These are called generic requirement. Generic requirement means this has been done not by only you as a software engineer, but thousands and thousands of engineers around the globe. But there is one project specific requirement, that is your product installation instruction. No one will do that except you. So most of the time, if you look at the deployment requirement, 80% of the work which you do generic requirement. For example, install Apaches, install MySQL, install this, install that, which is generic software. But ultimately, you will have a very simple software which you push it and then restart the services, something like that. Okay. So 90% of the code, 90% of the time, whatever the requirement what you have is not a unique requirement. It's a common requirement around the globe. Every engineer has done it. So what you have given by Ansible community, there is one portal which is accessible to everyone, and that portal we call it Ansible Galaxy. Here what happens, people here write their own generic, understand that, generic rules, and they share with you, with the whole world. And you know, you have a 3000 modules plus hundreds and hundreds of plugins inbuilt, plus 5000 roles is given at this portal, plus hundreds of plugins also you will find it here. See, so much of things. So if you in Ansible, if you understand how it works, then you don't have to write even single line of code, except your programming, which anyways, that is your job. You cannot run from that. Okay, so now let's say this is the place you have hundreds and hundreds of roles. Now let's say system development, networking, cloud, database, monitoring, packaging, this, that, so many. It depends on your requirement. I don't know what is your requirement, so you find it out. Let's say I have a requirement of installing Java. Java is not there, but I want to write a role which can install Java in all flavor of Linux. All flavor of Linux. How much time if I start writing that playbook and then all this condition testing, extending this, that, or all validations, if I do, it will take, let's say, 2 to 3 days of time if you work very dedicated way, which will install the platform in all sort of Java 6, Java 7, Java 8, Java 9, Java 10, Java 11, Java 12. I mean, on all the Linux platform, Debian, Fedora, Ubuntu, SUSE, Linux, GNU, CentOS, RHEL, all flavor. If you start writing these rules, but actually someone has done it for you. Someone has done it for you. So if you search here, do we have a Java? Search here, Java. And Java. I just type Java. And here, see so many, I search Java, and so many results has come. So many. Now I will read it and see the number of downloads when it got updated. All this thing I will read it and then find it out which is good. So now I want to filter by number of downloads, because role, and here it is. See here, number of download is too much, so I can trust, because many people have already tried, tested, done. So it will work, you know. See, it will work. This is the guy who has written this. Java passing this much download, last important 11 hours, blah 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 blah. So click on it. Now I will read about this. Here if I read, okay, this is supporting almost all Linux platform. See, almost all the Ansible version. Okay, you see here, it's a pretty matured rules. That means it has been tested thoroughly. You want to review the code, no problem. You can see yourself code only. There is no hiding stuff. You should read the code before running the production. You should go. Now you see here, this is the VARs, this is template, this is the task, this is the default. So let's look at the task here. And here main.yaml, you see here there's a 3 more YAML. But if you look at this main.yaml, see here, are you comfortable with this coding? See, it's a so clever coding. Run this file only if you find FreeBSD. Run this file, load this variable only if this is this one. Include variable only this one. Include variable only this one. Include task. Here they're including a task only if this one. And where is those files? Here it is. So they have written one file for every platform, and based on the conditioning they are doing. That means if I run this role, automatically they will interpolate which is operating system you have, and accordingly the task will be called. Okay, same way you have a variables also, which Java version. So let's say there is a default. Let's look at the default here. So here if I look at this default main.yaml, there's some, see, Java home is declared but it's not set, means empty. But can I go and check that do we have anything override in the vars? And here, see, as per the platform, variables, platform. So now let's say CentOS 7, RHEL 7. And you see here, there's a default Java is set here. So if you want to override it 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, whatever you want it, you can change this variable, because you know that how it works. So guys, are you getting my points, what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
Guys, so now the question,
Yes, Rajesh.
I want to install Java. So I will not do anything. I just download that role. It will be downloaded inside my user directory .ansible. You see the path is given root ansible, and that is one of the location where the roles can be stored. In fact, you can store in the current location which I have shown you already, but this is one of the locations. So I will use go ahead, modify the site.yaml, and that's all. So see here, I did nothing and call this site.yaml. I did nothing and I got my requirement done within a 5 minutes. I just got my Java requirement done, Apache requirement done, Tomcat requirement done, MySQL done, Oracle done, MS SQL done, this, that, everything is done without you writing even a single code. You got a very good code also. See, Java is being installed. Done. Java is installed now in these boxes. Let me validate. If you go to that machine, new session, here, okay, yes, CentOS, sudo -s Java is done. Which Java? Java -version 1.8. So guys, did you understand how it role is very easy, not to only manage all of your stuff, way to organize or manage whatever you say, and but also to share, extend. Are you getting my points?
Yes.
So this is our rule. Now what you can do, instead of you writing in the site.yaml, you could write this Girling guy here. I'll comment it out. Instead of here, you can make it a dependencies. You can make it a dependency in the one web roles, web meta main. Here you can make it a dependency. That is also, if it is dependent, it's you decide the logic. I cannot comment what is set, what can be there, what cannot be there. I cannot comment. This is done. So that means now web is dependent on Girling guy. That means first Girling guy will be installed and then web will be installed. And you see, if I run it, see, first Java is getting called. See, Java got called, and then web. So many things are there. Again, it's a good world actually. Good Ansible. So many things are there actually here. Cloud operations, everything you can do that. I'm just done the server configuration management, to be honest. But actually, when I started the discussion, I told you is a configuration management. But actually, you can do the cloud operations also. Ansible, module, cloud. So many things you can talk to Azure, AWS, this, that. So many things you can do. So many things you can do. See here, there's so much of modules are located. Docker, you can use the Docker module. Okay, you can create a container using this. See here, AWS, all this functionality, EC2, dap. You keep scrolling down. Azure, you got it. Different platform. You see digitalizations and all. Here you have Docker also. See here, Docker. Someone was asking the Docker stuff. You want to create a container, you can call this here Docker container. See here, you can use this module if you have a Docker in that particular host. So on behalf of you, Ansible will create a container. Download the images, login, this, that, everything is SWAM related. You see, here it is, Google. So many modules are there, guys. You have to just think about it, what you want. First, pseudocode is important. That's what I said. Before hitting to the Ansible, first work on the pseudocode, convert in the steps, and then find out the module. And if you could not find the module, look for the roles. If you could not find the roles, look for the plugins. If you could not find the plugins, you write your own module. That is also simple. Getting my points?
Yes.
So guys, this is our end of the topic. This is the last topic for the Ansible in the community version. Enterprise version I'm not covering, but I'll share the videos which has lots of content related to Tower and AWS, so you can try it out and stuff. So now
Rajesh, one question here. In this where you copy pasted the variables in main.yaml, so can we maintain even group _vars and post vars as well?
that is not a playbook variable. That you will maintain here, no inventory variable. That's group vars, host vars.
Okay, got it. Yeah, inventory. Yeah, correct. Inventory anyway not going. Got it. Yeah.
So no one will share this stuff, no?
Yes.
Because no one will share.
Got it. Yeah.
So guys, this is the stuff. Every admins will have their own this host var, group vars, and inventory and access keys, password, this, that. Okay, guys, more questions? Okay, so finally,
yeah, Rajesh.
Yeah.
If task 1 gets executed, task 2 fails, then what happens to task 3?
Okay,
it gets
this is
executed.
A very good question. No. This is very good.
If I want to roll back or something, okay.
So I must tell you guys one very straightforward line. Ansible is not a tool for undo. Understand that. But redo. I hope you understand this statement. Means like we create a VM and we can create a snapshot, remember? So you cannot, okay, you say, okay, you are in a snapshot number 3, so you roll back to the snapshot number 1 and you get everything as it is. No, Ansible cannot do undo, but you can do redo. For example, you say install Apache. Okay, now if you say I want to go back before Apache, install state, not possible. Simple, a straightforward line. But can you uninstall Apache? Uninstall Apache?
Yes.
Possible. So you have to have a rollback tasks for it. If you want to do undo, that means redo work, you have to do this. That means for every task you have to do one opposite work if you really want to that. But you don't need it, to be honest. So far I was not needed because Ansible is so strong in terms of configuration management. Actually you don't want to redo. Why you want to redo? Because you want you don't want to do undo. You want to always redo things. Let's say one deployment's gone back, so deploy other one, previous older one or newer one, whatever it is. Okay, making sense?
Yeah.
Okay, one more thing. I think there was 2 questions in that. So what about if one get failed? Think about it. This is my playbook. Task 1, task 2.
So Rajesh, I have the same question. So I'm sure you will going to cover. If let's say if task 1 or task 2 fails, I don't want to execute task 3.
So that's what I'm going to answer. So guys,
okay.
Task 1, task 2, task 3. There is now task 1 got sent to the one machine. It got executed and got a return. Task 2, when it got failed. Okay, so now if this got failed, what should be done? Whether you should
continue. Use a handler?
I'll just let me come back. Yeah. So task 2, when it got failed, then what we do now? So there is a one way. Cancel this whole run or continue with this run. Okay, cancel this whole run or continue in this run. There's a 2 way. So now cancel this run is a default functionality. That means if one task got failed, second will be, third, fourth, fifth will be failed. But can you ignore it? Yes, you can ignore it also. Now the question is, how do you declare this? That is called Ansible error handling. And this is very simple, guys. Look at this. I will show you. Here, you just need to pass every task. You need to pass one parameter. Which parameter? So see here. Look at this. This is the one task. This is the one task. And here we are saying ignore errors. Yes. That means if this task is executing and if it is failed, ignore. Don't cancel the whole flow. Keep ignoring it. So ignore, yes. Ignore error, yes. Continue it. Okay, that is one thing. Now, what about you want to do something else? So for example, let's say, look at this here, the very simple logic. Run this command. Okay, understand this. Run this command. And whatever the output of this command, this task, set in this command, and just now you did it.
Register. Yeah.
So the output of this, set in this. Now failed when. Understand that. Failed when there is a string in. Failed when is a plugin. Okay, plugin. Failed when is one of the plugin which I said is what is that? Is the name? Lookup plugins. Okay, so failed when. Okay, failed if you whatever the output you have, if you have a string failed in what, the output of this command result.error, then failed. Okay, failed when, that means if there is an error, then failed it. So you are failing with intention here, provided if there is an error message failed. This is one way. You can do again little bit complicated way here. You see here both the way, ignore errors, register, and here you see fail is a one more module. So here is a one module, one module. There's another module. So what you are saying, you are putting the condition in the other one. Fail when the command failed, when the failed in this one. So you can incorporate the same module. You can keep it in the different modules also. Okay, so many methods are there. Now, have you done the try and catch exception handling? Have you done this?
No.
In all programming language, we have a try.
Okay,
and
in other places, yes.
Yeah. So that is also. So here also we have a try and catch. Let me tell you here. Let me show you here. Let me go up, down. Okay, so we call it a blocks. See that here. Run whole block. Okay, understand this. Run whole block. Run this whole block. This is called try. Block means try. And if you find error in any of this task run, okay, rescue with this message. Means here you can run any redo task also. That means install here everything. But if you find something goes wrong, you can uninstall here. Simple. This will run only and only if this task gets failed. Are you getting my points? Try, dash. Are you getting my points?
Yes.
So this is a try. If it is not failed, it will not get executed. But sometimes what happens, you want to run something and always want to make sure that you run something else. So here you have always also. So here instead of rescue, you can always also. So many things are there actually, which is making the Ansible very powerful and very handy also for the programmers. Infra programmers. More questions, guys?
If you liked our Ansible session so far, please enroll for our channel membership $399 plan to get access of all the parts. Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the $399 plan and grow your skills immensely. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.